Here.
Here.
Are there any conflict of interest statements?
Nope.
Nope. Approval of the minutes of the meeting of July 27th, 2023.
Motion to approve the minutes of the July 27, 2023 meeting.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Number 5, bid openings, I see none. Number 6, matters from other department heads or their representatives. Nobody? Moving on to correspondence, letter A, correspondence received from William Short, Chief of Police, requesting the approval for the petition of retirement from Sergeant Scott Jajauka, effective August 5th, 2023. He served the citizens of Hammond for 22 years, and the petition of retirement from Sergeant Sergio Aldana, effective November 2nd, 2023, who has served the citizens of Hammond for 28 years.
Motion to approve Chief Short's request as submitted.
I second.
All in favor, say aye. Letter B, correspondence received from Dean Button requesting the approval from Norfolk Southern Railroad to postpone their August 7th closure to August 14th, and approving NICD's request to close Hammond in Michigan for 11 days starting Wednesday, August 2nd, 2023, and work 7 days each week to complete.
Thank you. Good morning to the board.
Good morning.
Yeah, so last week, this board had approved NICD to close the Holman Avenue Bridge for 1 day today. That was going to happen today. Between that time and this time, we were notified by Norfolk Southern that their track project was pushed back a week, and that was pushing the NICD project further back. And so they asked if they could move their project to Wednesday closure, work 7 days through until the 13th to get the Holman Avenue Bridge reopened while they're setting the largest bridge that's on the project. And so we talked with the board president and the fire chief, and to try to make sure that if that made the most sense, it was sort of try to hurry up and get it done. And we recognize that there's a bunch of other closures, particularly in the downtown area, that's complicating everything. And so I'd given them permission to go ahead and close the street yesterday, and we're ratifying my decision to include this closure beginning yesterday through the 13th.
Okay.
In the meantime, Norfolk Southern has advised us that they won't start until the 14th, and their closures, the first set of closures will be Marble Street and then Soul Avenue, and then they'll continue working their way east through the city as they close Maywood, through the 165th, right? All of those closures going east. Each of those closures should only be about 2 days apiece. And they'll do a few of them each couple of days.
Right.
So, and they'll be done the week of the 21st. So that would be on the 24th, late the 24th, they should be out of Hessville.
Okay.
Motion to approve Mr. Button's request as submitted.
I second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Thank you.
Letter C, correspondence received from Our Lady of Chenstokhova Shrine requesting assistance and approval for their annual Martin Bike pilgrimage for Saturday, September 9th, 2023, with attached route. We're good with that. You're good
Motion
with that,
to-
right?
Yeah, I assume they've gone to the park board regarding Harrison Park. They usually camp or make a stop there.
This is the bike one, sir? I don't believe they're stopping.
bike one.
It's just continued, yeah, right through this, I believe.
The walking one stopped
The
on the
walking one
bike.
stops there, yes,
By
sir.
the park.
Yeah,
Oh, this is the bike pilgrimage,
Yeah,
not the walking pilgrimage.
correct, sir.
Right. Great.
okay.
Motion to approve this request as submitted.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Letter D, correspondence received from New Zion Temple Church requesting to block Tapper Street from Merrill Street to Morris on August 5th, 2023, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. for their annual fellowship, and requesting to have a parade on August 26, 2023, starting at 11 a.m. with attached parade route, and requesting fire trucks and police cars to have a presence in the parade. Yeah,
I looked at the route, Mr. President. I think we're good in that. We'll just do a roving roadblock. It's a short route right through down Columbia to back to Tapper, back to church.
yeah, yep.
Motion to approve New Zion Temple's request, as well as forward the information to PD and FD for follow-up.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Letter E, correspondence received from Brian Miller, Director of Public Safety, Purdue University Northwest, correcting their hours from 3 PM to 7 PM from their previously approved event being held on August 3rd, 2023.
Motion to approve Mr. Miller's request.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Letter F, correspondence received from resident Deborah Williams, 5843 Wallace Road, requesting the curb of her driveway be painted yellow due to neighbors parking in front of her driveway.
Just forward this to street department.
Dean, forward this to street department, you think?
F, sir?
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Motion to forward Mrs. Williams' request to the street department for follow-up.
I second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Letter G, correspondence received from resident Jasmine Matthews, House of Healing Kingdom Tabernacle, requesting to block the street on Highland between Blaine and Harrison and the corner of Blaine and Highland to Alley on August 12th, 2023, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. for their back-to-school event.
That's good.
I don't, it's a small little area there.
Yeah, but now,
Isn't the rail system going through there?
I was gonna say, any
that's
other, is Detroit, no, Mr. Button?
Hey, Dean, can we ask you a question? For G, they want to block Blaine and Harrison and Blaine and Highland to the alley. And if she, is that any issues with,
The Nickty project?
yeah,
Well, they wanna do Highland from.
Highland
Blaine to-
from there, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Do that, yeah. But are any of the other crossings closing? Okay. We were just wondering if any of the other crossings over there for the Nickty project was closed. No, they're all done?
All those crossings are completed.
Okay. Okay,
Okay, I think we're,
I talked to Nikki yesterday and he said there had no more work to be done.
okay,
okay.
okay, I think we're good then, T.
Okay. Motion to approve Jasmine's request as submitted.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Letter H, correspondence received requesting rental registration hearings.
Motion to set the rental registration hearings for August 17th, 2023.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Number 8, matters from board members.
I got
Have
nothing.
something?
Okay,
This is from Mr. Vesmar. He's requesting preparation for this year's Beetle Fest taking place Friday, August 11th, and Saturday, August 12th. Would like to request for the temporary closure of certain areas in downtown Hammond, a small stretch of Fayette Street from Homan Avenue East up to the west side of 435 Fayette. Also a small stretch from the south side of Sibley that runs approximately to the side of 417 Fayette Street in the lot, and also the alley from 5205 Homan Avenue South up to Fayette Street. In addition to that, in order to prepare for the fest, he would like to request the ability to begin closing those areas off as outlined herein. The Fayette Street beginning Wednesday, August 9th at 6 p.m. through August 13th at 11 p.m. till 11 p.m. The stretch on Sibley Street from August 10th at 6 p.m. through Saturday, August 12th to 11:59 p.m. and the alley beginning August 9th at 6 p.m. through Sunday, August 13th at 11 p.m. And he has a diagram attached, forwarded to engineering.
you good? You want to see
Take a look
it?
at Dean.
You need to see it, you're good? Okay.
You know, the only thing I was going to ask John, and I know he's here, is that whether or not there's been communication with the folks at Bank Calumet with the construction.
Yeah,
There has been?
yes.
Okay, and they know about it? And okay,
Matter of fact, I think they have exclusivity to that lot, which we have a short-term lease for now. Great.
okay, yeah, I didn't, that's all I was concerned with, given it Wednesday, if they got construction activities. Because I know the alley's blocked at Russell. That alley's, you can't, so I just want to make sure if they were getting in and out, that they had the ability to somehow maneuver. Okay.
And I did see on the agenda, we just approved this matter, was the closure of Pullman in Michigan,
Yeah.
would be the duration of the fest. And so, do you know what that detour route will look like, because with all the closures downtown, we have to be crystal clear with the attendees, like how they're getting it from the north, south, east, and west. At this point, when you approach home, when you're on Hammond going south, you're routed to state line. That,
Holman southbound?
No, but because this will be at Michigan, so it'll actually be over the bridge.
it'll be.
So,
north.
yeah, so if you're coming southbound on Homan, can you still take an eastbound turn on Michigan?
No, you have to turn on Hoffman.
So it'll be Hoffman to Seoul.
East,
East to Seoul, Seoul to Fayette, approach from that direction. Northbound Holman, you'll go to Douglas, east on Douglas, north on Seoul, west on Fayette.
Because you can't get to Russell?
You could get to Russell, but you're not access, they're between Fayette and Sibley.
Yeah, I don't know, I mean, I guess alternatively, like, for example, if
They
you
can
needed
park on
parking,
Russell.
if you needed parking, John, they could park in that Russell lot.
Yeah,
oh yeah, that's where we're directing.
Okay, so then
northbound Holman.
to
you go
eastbound
to
Russell.
Yeah, you
Oh,
go to
yeah.
Russell.
Sorry.
They can park in that lot.
It's okay, I want to confirm, I thought last week, I thought you said we could go from southbound Holman to eastbound Michigan, that we can't, they won't
I
be
thought
able.
that's what he said too.
Yeah,
That was true when we were doing the blocking for the Crankin cross. Now they've got that entire intersection.
okay, I got you, okay.
So then Michigan should be barreled or closed,
Michigan is currently
He's gonna
closed.
back everybody up.
but people need to get home, so it's local traffic only then, between Seoul and Homan,
Between Seoul and Holman, there's a soft closure.
local only.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah,
Soft closure at Seoul, hard closure at Michigan.
got it.
Okay.
Or right near Glen.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah,
Just
Glen
west
Drive.
of Glen,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
a-
Yep.
a housing development south of, or east of Huber.
Hubert Humphrey Building, yeah.
Are you good, John? Like, do you understand?
So Dean, if I live by you and I'm driving south on home, they're gonna go east on
Hoffman.
Hoffman
to Seoul,
to Seoul.
and they're gonna go up to Fayette.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Perfect.
Okay.
Or just Calumet to Fayette, that's what I.
Right.
Calumet to Fayette.
But if they've already taken Homan, that's the way they get there, right?
Okay, thank you.
And when we're sending people Hoffman, I'm guessing there's going to be signage and everything out there, right? That they can't go past Hoffman? It'll be blocked
There's
completely
signs
there?
now
Okay, gotcha.
that tells them to turn before you get to Michigan.
That's the detour?
Yeah.
Okay.
A hard closure is right at the Hubert Humphrey homes, a soft closure is at Hoffman, which means you have a sign that the road is closed ahead, you can proceed, but you won't be able to get through, but you turn
But I-
left on Hoffman.
I want to make sure also, and this doesn't have to do with Beatles Fest, but that if someone is trying to get back to Homan, that there's good detour signage that says, you know, Hoffman east to Seoul, Seoul south to Douglas, Douglas west to Homan, you're back, okay,
Okay, we're good then. Okay,
sounds fun.
Yeah, the problem is getting back to downtown, you'd have to go to state line, sorry, you'd have to go to state line and come north if you wanted to get to Strax or anywhere to those businesses downtown.
Yeah, that's.
Until, and I'm pushing for Willow to get reopened, so you could cross Seoul, and then, right when you get across the Norfolk Southern tracks, you could turn
Right.
right on Willow, and that'll take you into downtown
And that'll
too.
get you back to
But that's
Sibley.
not open right now.
Okay.
Not, completely unrelated to what John's doing.
Correct. John, are you good? Okay.
okay.
John, will you need barricades too? Should this go to streets?
There should be a list here that's gone through Park Board yesterday, and I think there's some things from Public Works, such as barricades.
Okay.
Yeah, so I request that this request also be forwarded to PD and Public Works so that they're aware, and EMS.
And, yeah, thank you, sir.
I'm sorry, EMA.
Thank you.
EMS?
EMA, thank you, sir.
This is the ambulance, right?
Motion to approve Mr. Vesmar's request in addition to forwarding this to streets, PD, FD, and EMA for follow-up.
I second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Anything else from board members?
No, sir, I don't.
Okay, moving on to number 9, new business, letter A, resolution and intergovernmental agreement with City of Hammond Redevelopment Commission for the transfer of property located at 1548 Summer Street.
This is something that just came to my attention. Is the intergovernmental signed by redevelopment?
Let's see, that sign there. No.
Okay, it needs to go back to redevelopment then. I know, but I wanted them to have it.
Yeah, it's not signed yet anywhere by anybody.
Return it to redevelopment. See.
This isn't having anything to do with Jacob's send it. I think their next meeting is 2 weeks from last Tuesday, which I think was the 1st, so it'd be the 15th.
Okay.
And then we'll set it, if we could have that reset over here on the 17th, that'd be great.
Motion to defer, to refer this back to redevelopment for signatures at the completion of their next meeting.
And to reset on the agenda for the 17th.
And to replace this on the agenda for August 17th.
Thank you.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Letter B, excuse me. Funding allocation request forms requesting $71,000 from Third District Gaming Fund to be allocated for the overlay of Erie Avenue from Carroll Street to Eaton Street, and requesting $95,000 from Fifth District Gaming Fund to be allocated for the overlay of Birch Avenue from 170th Street to Southeastern and 170th Street from White Oak to Southeastern, submitted for approval. I will point out that they've both been signed by council members, the controller, and the mayor.
Motion to approve the funding allocation request as submitted.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Letter C, C Click Fix requesting no parking signs on one side of the street at the intersection of Johnson and 143rd Street, and can something be done with business trucks being parked in front of a house? Mr. Button recommends the sign, no parking here to corner, to be placed 20 feet from the end of the curb radius on all corners and painted curbs.
That's my recommendation.
So you're good with that?
I would ask you refer this to Public Works for implementation.
Gotcha, okay.
Motion to approve this, motion to send this request to Public Works for follow-up.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Letter D, C Click Fix requesting stop sign at 167th and Nevada on all four sides. It says, Mr. Dean, that you have no objections to this place to stop signs. Is that true?
Yes, sir. So this is by the Hessville Soccer Complex?
Yes.
And by definition, those being right by that park, they absolutely would be natural to put stop signs on all four
Perfect sense,
corners.
okay.
So my recommendation is we approve that. Now, this stop sign implementation would then be notified to the council.
Forwarded to the council?
Right, for their 7-day notice, and then, you know, if they have any problem with it, then, I don't know. It's
Yeah,
not my
no,
specialty.
It's on our annual list, right? So let's give them 7-day notice and then request its approval.
After it's approved
conditioned
by
upon
the council,
7-day notification, but approve it subject to the 7-day notification of council.
Gotcha.
Thank you, council.
Motion to approve this request, subject to the approval of the council and the 7-day notice.
I second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Thank you. Letter E, right-of-way permits received from engineering submitted for approval.
Yes.
Mr. Gordish.
Yes, good morning.
Morning.
Basically, all this is a NIPSCO pole replacement. They're switching out some new poles for the old poles and transferring the equipment, so I would recommend approval.
Okay.
Motion to approve the right-of-way permits as submitted.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Letter F, disposal authorizations received from the police department submitted for approval.
Motion to approve the police department's request.
Need a second for that disposal authorization.
Oh, second, sorry.
That's okay. And all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, letter G, garage sale permits submitted for approval. And I see that 529 165th has again asked for approval, which we're going to deny. Do we know if anybody gave them the information on how to go forward?
Nick, did you visit that?
I did not establish contact with the property owner, so I can try to, I called them after the last meeting, but I didn't get a call back.
And did they end up not doing,
Don't have any idea. That's about the next question I was going to ask.
so, they didn't? I was going to ask PD to monitor that as well.
We will for sure.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, these guys, it's turned into much more than what we consider a garage sale. It's turned into more like a pop-up store. I would almost consider it to be a pop-up event, in which case there's a whole different ordinance that applies to that. It's not a garage sale.
Right.
And so if they want to do a pop-up event, they can do it 7 days out of the year. Just tell us what those days are.
Okay.
So we're having a meeting on business, on those type of vendors this afternoon, so that might be something to talk about. And I don't know who, either inspections or if it's a Don Klein matter, that would contact them and say, hey, do you know about this ordinance? You're not really a garage sale, but you might qualify under this. Choose your 7 days out of the year and make this application.
Do they have to give those 7 days prior to starting?
Yes, they do.
Okay, good.
Yes, they do.
Okay.
I think the main issue is that with it being a residential lot still, it would still be in violation. They'd probably have to appeal to the BZA in order to get some type of approval to continue to use it the way they're trying to. Jordan, the inspector for the district, has been keeping an eye on the location, and he has not noticed any activity, as well as no additional complaints have been filed.
Is it a residential lot? Because that used to be the butcher.
Well, it was a vacant lot on the corner of Harrison and 165th, and
Is it Harrison?
That's not Harrison.
No, it's not Harrison.
It's Van Buren.
Van
Yeah.
Buren and 165th. So once the property was demolished, it would revert to the zoning of the surrounding area, so it's zoned residential.
Wow.
So the individual actually lives down the block and purchased this lot particularly for this, reason. But he was explained it the only type of permits you could probably apply would be for garage sale permits, which are allowed 2 per year, which would account for 4 days.
So the pop-up ordinance wouldn't apply? Because I know, for example, that place on Conkey, we allow that tent for that guy. I think he's a disabled veteran or
Okay.
disabled.
Yeah.
I think we allowed that.
Okay.
So let's just take a look at
Yeah,
that.
it's gonna
But
be,
for now, I think we have to deny this because they've already had their 2.
right.
Okay, well, there's a second one, and the address is 5924 Columbia. It's their third request, so it would be their third garage sale. So I feel like we're going to deny that one also. So,
But they need to be notified pretty quickly, right? And then you'll let them know.
yeah, because that's the 4th and 5th. So we're good with all.
And then it also makes sure,
Yeah,
Jeff, if you could make sure PD is aware of that so that they were denied, so that patrol knows on that weekend. They're not-
absolutely. So we'll approve all of them except these two, yeah.
Motion to approve all the garage sale permits with the exception of the denial of 529 165th and 5924 Columbia, and notify PD to monitor the situation.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Number 10, old business, 7235 through 41 Calumet Avenue.
Mr. Golding's here on behalf of the property owner. As you know, he was here about 30 days ago. I've spoken to him. We're in agreement for a 60-day continuance to October 5th. I also spoke to Mr. Kearney and Mr. Farrell about coordinating an inspection of the former residences. You may recall that Mr. Golding reported last time that the people that were living there are out.
Right.
But we want to be able to get in there to let the owner know what needs to be removed, so that can be converted to a legal commercial space.
Gotcha.
So that's what we're going to try to do over the next 60 days, and I'll let Mr. Golding update the board.
Okay, yes, I had hoped that there was a prospective tenant that was involved that was going to, I think, file a license application, and it appears that that's never happened. So what Mr. Smith is saying is the way we ought to proceed, I think, and I'll make sure that it's communicated to the property owner that the city needs to inspect the property and determine how it needs to be reconfigured for commercial purposes only.
Okay. Yeah, I think so. And, sir, you're good with October 5th?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir, I am.
Bob, do you know there was an issue that there might have been a contract sale on the books? Do you know anything about that? Or what's the name of the owner? It's Norma?
Norma Herrera, and I think she was buying it on contract from the owner, and they're now in litigation over, alleged misrepresentations concerning the character
Or
of the
she's a
property.
party to the litigation, or is she the contract sale purchaser from the current owner? Not the former owner. I was wondering if the former owner and the current owner are in litigation, and she's not.
No. She's in litigation with
the
the,
former.
with the person I don't know if she's actually taken title because it's a contract
Yep.
sale, but it's the person that sold it to Norma Herrera, who I'm representing here.
She's the plaintiff in the litigation.
She's the plaintiff in the litigation concerning the alleged misrepresentation.
So Nick, because it's a contract sale, I would consider her the person that we can contact.
Yeah, so the contract has not been recorded, so it's still reflecting the previous owner in all the Lake County Treasurer, Assessor, all of those entities. So we ended up filing the notice of violation under both parties because there was a contract between them two, and I believe that's why we were setting this for status, was to determine, who was going to take responsibility or ownership of the property. If the contract is recorded, it would then be Ms. Herrera who could act on behalf of the property. If it's going to remain unrecorded, then we would deal with the pipping or piping element.
Unless there's an agreement otherwise, right?
I think that the contract probably is recorded, but just mere recording of the contract does not typically change the ownership on the auditor's transfer records. So it still reflects Pipping as the owner, but Norma Herrera is the one who's in control of the property, and she's the one that I think is the proper party to request inspections and.
And that's who we'd want to deal with.
Right.
So I guess what we're hearing from Mr. Golding is he's allowing us to he's allowing us to treat her as the owner. And I think,
so.
and I'm fine with that too. Now, Pipping hasn't really weighed in. I don't think he's on today, but for all intents and purposes of today and moving forward, I think we deal with Ms. Herrera. She's got control of the property under the contract she does. It's just, their fight is about the representations made by Mr. Pipping to her as to the use, I believe, so, and what the belief was.
I mean, Indiana law pretty much treats a contract sale as a transfer of ownership subject to a mortgage in favor of the,
Yeah, the Skinzel, right, and all that, so.
but, the bottom line is she's in control of the property and she's the one you have to deal with.
So Kevin, is October 5th, is that a status date then?
That'd be a status
Okay,
date
gotcha,
with the
okay.
understanding that we won't go forward with the violation, provided by that time, Ms.
The
Herrera
inspections.
has got the inspection and that they know what needs to be pulled out. I just want to keep things moving at least a little bit here, even though we understand the litigation's probably going to take a while. I don't want to stop what we're trying to do, and we do obviously appreciate the fact that once we place the uninhabitable notices, that Ms. Herrera did get her folks out, or the tenants out, so that's the one positive.
Yeah, I don't think there's any residential safety issues
Yeah.
at this point, so, but I'll work to communicate to Ms. Herrera that she needs to talk to the city, and she needs to contact the inspections department, is that
Mr.
correct?
Kearney or Mr. Farrell, yeah, he'll give you the card.
Okay,
All
great.
right, thank you. All right.
Great. Thank you so much.
Motion to set this for status, the matter for status for October 5th, with the understanding that they won't be served a violation notice if the inspections department is contacted and the proper inspections are made.
I second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Thank you.
Number 11, rental registration hearings. 7507 Chestnut is the first one.
Hello.
Good morning.
I'm here representing Mr. Frangos. He is in Greece at the moment, but I'm here to handle any situation we need to.
Do you know what happened for 2023, why it wasn't registered?
No, I do not. I do know that he got a notice, and he did not see that notice, which is why he didn't take care of that. So whatever fee or fine there is to pay, I will pay it.
It looks like Mr. Frangos is the owner since December 16th of 2022. So this would be the first time that he would have to register the property.
Okay.
So, it was registered by the previous owner on time each year, but he took over toward the middle of December. So it just looks like he missed this 1 year, 23 in April, and was noticed that he had to register it.
Okay. Going forward, is he going to be out of the country during this time frame?
No, he should be back in about 2-3 weeks.
Okay. Because this is something that has to be paid by January 1st to April 15th.
Got it.
And keep in mind, we're more than likely going to waive the late fee today We usually do that as a courtesy only one time.
Okay.
So going forward, the late fee will probably be applied if it happens
Okay,
again.
absolutely, yeah, no
Okay.
problem.
Okay.
I'm sorry on his behalf.
Oh, that's okay. You don't have to be sorry.
Motion to waive the late fee for 7507 Chestnut.
I second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So what
If
do
you
I
want to
have-
stay till after the meeting, you can pay the $5 to register.
Yeah.
Okay?
No
You
problem.
can just have a seat, yep.
Thank you.
Moving on to letter B, 1544 Michigan. Good morning.
Good morning.
Could you give us your name, please?
Alejandra,
Okay?
I bought the property on May 10, and I didn't know I had it in rental.
Hey, Nick, can you push that mic down a little bit? There you go.
I bought the property on May 10th, and I didn't know that I had to put it on rental until now, so that's why I was late. I know the laws are different here from Chicago.
Okay. Go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, so Ms. Orkozo, it looks like she purchased the property, transfer date of April 17th of '23 this year, so 2 days after the deadline. This would be the first time
Okay.
the property is being registered. The only other thing I wanted to mention was that the homestead tax exemption is still applied. I know sometimes it takes a calendar year for that to be removed, but I just want to make sure that she submitted this form to Lake County, because you're only allowed to claim a homestead tax exemption on a property which is your primary residence, right? So if you have a tenant living in this property, and if your primary residence is 4937 Elm, then the homestead would need to be removed from this property address, okay? So I would just need you to, sign or complete the portions that have the stars next to them, and then just hand it back, and then we'd be good.
Okay. So you don't have,
Other than that, no issues with the property.
okay.
Motion to waive the late fee for 1544 Michigan.
I second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye.
You can take your time, sign date, and then just fill out these, see where the lines are.
Okay.
Good? Okay, letter C, 1245 Hoffman Street. Good morning, sir.
Hi,
Could you give us your name, please?
Juan Garcia.
Okay. And can you tell us what happened? Why you didn't register?
I totally forgot. I was gonna do it right away, but I kept forgetting, and before you know, the time flew, and I just forgot.
Okay.
I got the
My
form.
only concern, Mr. Garcia, is that this property has never been registered before. We don't show any records on file of it being registered as a rental property. We had Mr. Garcia as the owner since 2013 with a home address in Crete, is that correct?
Yeah.
Your home address is in Crete? Okay, and then he's owned the property in Crete since 2003. So the property's been occupied as a rental since you've owned it in 2013?
It was empty for a few years, and my daughter was living there. I left my daughter living there.
Okay, so we're looking at 10 years worth of documentation and decisions, so I would request that the board forward this property to Smith Sursick so that they can negotiate an agreement, and Mr. Garcia can provide whatever documentation is needed to substantiate, his daughter occupying the property. At that point, an affidavit would most likely be afforded for those years. However, due to the number of years, we would request that they handle the file.
Motion to forward 1245 Hoffman to Smith Sursick.
Thank you.
I second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye.
I'll explain what we'll do after the meeting, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, letter D, 2016 Calumet Avenue.
Seeing as the owner fails to appear, I'd request that the board deny the appeal of the late fee and then forward this property to Smith Sursick as well, since the last rental registration received was in 2009, and this property has been occupied by a tenant during those years, as indicated by the Hammond Water Department records,
Okay.
with the bills being mailed to the Brown address, so.
Do you have a sheet for that one, Nick, or no?
No, just, yeah, if you could please
Gotcha.
forward it to Smith Sursick, and then we'd be good to go.
Okay.
Thank you.
Motion to deny the waiver of the late fee for 2016 Calumet. We'll forward this to Smith Sursick for collection.
I second.
All in favor, say aye. Number 13, the meeting's open to the public. Anybody like to say anything? Chris, nothing? Okay,
No one accusing us of hypocrisy.
nope,
No, not at all.
okay.
Motion to adjourn?
I second that.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Thanks, everyone.